Let us consider this transportation problem. We can solve this problem by least cost method. In this least cost method, the same problem in the previous video, what I have chosen is just considered here. There is supply from A, B and C is given as 25, 35 and 40, where the demand from each centers 1, 2, 3, 4 is 20, 30, 35 and 15. Here we have also noticed this is a balanced transportation problem where your supply as well as demand both are same, are matching each other. Now in this method, among the transportation cost, we have to find the lowest cost. In this table it happens to be the 1. So at this cell we can concentrate what is the supply and demand. So here the minimum value we can just allocate here so that this demand and supply will be met. Actually here we can allocate 25 units since 25 is the minimum, so the supply is completely exhausted. Balance of 5 units is present are required by the second center. Now since your supply is satisfied, we can strike off this row. Next we will come to other elements, and then what is the minimum element. Here there are 2 elements are there. In this case we can arbitrarily choose any one. So let us consider these 2. Here this supply is 35 and demand is 20. So we can allocate only 20 units here so that this will be completely exhausted, and then here 15 units are remaining. Now since the column requirement is satisfied, we can strike off this column. Now we are left with only the 6 cells. In this cell the minimum element is 2. So here we can allocate the 15 units because this is the minimum with compared to 40 and 15. So 15 units can be allocated here. So this will be cancelled and this will be 25. Now this column requirement is satisfied, we can just complete this. Now in this one there are 4 cells left over. In this there are 2 minimum elements. We can concentrate any one, arbitrarily we can choose any one. Suppose when we consider this, here the 25 units is supply and 35 units is demand. So we can allocate only 25 units. So this will be exhausted. Here 10 more units will be there. So since your row requirement is over, we can strike off this row. Now we are left with only the 2 cells. So here 10 units, here 5 units, totally 15 units are there. So we have to allocate only in this 2 cells only. So here we can allocate 10 units. Then remaining 5 units will be there. Then the 5 units will be allocated here. Now this 5 and this 5 will get cancelled. So now the allocation is over. Now as per this transportation table, 25 units will be transferred at the cost of 1 rupee. 20 units has to be transferred at the cost of 2. 5 units at the cost of 6, 10 units at the cost of 5, and 25 units at the cost of 3, and 15 units at the cost of 2. So the total transportation cost will become 250. That means 1 into 25, 2 into 20, plus 6 into 5, plus 5 into 10, plus 3 into 25, plus 2 into 15, that comes to 250 units. Whereas in the LCM method, we got the cost of 380, whereas this method is suggesting at the cost of 250, which is less in comparison with northwest corner rule. So in the northwest corner rule, we have not considered any cost. So with compared to the northwest corner rule, this method gives somewhat better results. Now in the next video, let us see how to solve this problem using Vogel's approximation method. That method is still more better method than this.